Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. I'm sure you've probably heard by now we are moving to a new automated system for substitute management and also leave absences. And so what I want to go over with you today is a migration, if you will, of a couple counts that need to be combined for purposes of a single sign-on or login. Just so we're familiar with some common terminology. Frontline is the parent company. They have bought out a number of different softwares, one of which is known as absence management. You may have formerly heard of that or referred to that as ASOP. And so we're going to go through that as well as the My Learning Plan, and then for the couple of us out there that are AppleTrack users. So you may be a double user or a triple user, so regardless of which, this applies to both of those groups. So the first thing let's do is let's go to the staff resources page, which is where we're going to find all these links. And like I said, most of you have probably heard it called ASOP. It is now referred to as absence management. From there we'll get the sign-in page. Every one of you is going to have a sheet from your principal with an initial login and an initial PIN. The initial login is very simply the phone number for your specific building. I'm going to use Doug Jensen here, so it's the central office. And as you will see, all of you are going to have the same number within a building, but you're going to have a separate and unique PIN. Once I'm in, the first thing I need to do, very critical, is I need to update the account, because what we are allowing you to do is create your own username and password. What I wanted people to have the ability to do is create their username or set their username as that, which is very similar to other usernames. So for Doug, it's very simply going to be the first part of his email. D. Jensen, you'll see it's already taken, so we're going to add on a 62, and that is now available. Set the password again at something of your choosing, and then I'm going to ask you to keep your email as the school email for purposes of password retrieval and otherwise. And my apologies, I forgot to add the number. Okay, now that we're in, you're going to see an option here where this is critical on what you click next. For Doug, he's a triple user, so he has both My Learning Plan and also AppleTrack, and so he's going to connect another application to this account, and that application is now called Professionally Growth. As I said, formerly was known as My Learning Plan. So he's going to select that, and this is where he's going to enter the credentials for My Learning Plan. So not the credentials we just entered, but rather those old credentials. And so for him, it was his email, and what it's going to do is it's going to check that indeed those credentials match the old platform, and now he is ready to connect to absence management. And so what you'll see once the sign-in appears is we are going to have one single sign-on with multiple platforms. Right there, he's got both absence management for putting in leave requests, and if you're a teacher, the automated substitute calling. And then if we toggle over to the PD side, we now have professional growth in there as well. Okay, if you're only a user of these two, this is basically where the process ends for you and you are done. However, if you also use AppleTrack, there is one additional step that you need to go through. And so the first thing you need to do is sign out of this page. And then from this point, I would direct you to the AppleTrack sign-in, which there's a number of ways to get there. I'm just going to use the one I'm most familiar with. And if you'll go to the admin login, you'll see this page looks very similar to the one we were on before. About the only difference is these two headings right here. Okay, so now I'm going to enter the AppleTrack credentials. And we will get the same exact prompt that we got before. Okay, he's already updated username and password. All right, so now what he's going to look to do is do a merge. This time he's going to enter those brand new credentials that he just entered for the newly created account. And now you'll see the trifecta, if you will, of all three has been successfully merged. As I said, Doug is a triple user, so absence management, professional growth, and now recruit and hire, formerly known as AppleTrack, are in. We're going to continue on, and I'll show you the finished product. Again, if you're a triple user, and it's done the sign out, gotta love that. Let's get a sign back in here. And from this point on, Doug now has all three platforms with a single sign-on. And this should allow him to toggle back and forth as needed for the various different softwares that he's going to use. That should basically wrap it up. If you have any questions, need any help at all, don't hesitate to contact us here at the business office. But again, I appreciate you taking the time to do this one-step or one-time conversion. Thank you.